So I guess I should come up with something better than one small step for man.
Strap in and get comfy, kids. We're about to make history.
Ben Grimm was at the controls when a spot on the sun detonated into a solar flare and engulfed their experimental ship in a roiling cosmic storm. Atomic shrapnel and nuclear radiation scoured every cubic inch of the crew, scrambling their genetic codes and forcing wildly unpredictable mutations to occur on the spot. Ben Grimm got it the worst. His skin blistered and toughened, discolored, and then grew. While his teammates reveled in spectacular new abilities, Ben, a kind soul and a lover of people despite his horrible upbringing, found himself walled off from the rest of humanity, sealed into a skin of cracked stone. He became a freak, unable to walk down the street without turning every head. He became a celebrity, but what good is being a hero when no one thinks you're even a person anymore? How can you ever return to humanity when everyone just calls you the Thing? Welcome to another episode of Painting Marvel Anatomy. My name is Jonah Lobe, and before I was the illustrator for Marvel Anatomy, I worked on games like Skyrim and Fallout. And welcome to my new home office. It's still coming together, but I'm proud to say that this is the new command center from where I'll be building Quiet Level 1. I launched this graphic novel on Kickstarter last summer, and you blew me away with your support. Quiet Level 1 got over 1,000% funded. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, and you will love this book, I guarantee it. Okay, today I'm going to paint a cross-section of Ben Grimm, because everybody always wants to know what's going on underneath all that rock. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to ring-a-ding-ding the bell, and that's it. Are you ready? I'm ready. We're ready. Fantastic. Okay, here's the thing. Some folk think that Ben Grimm is made entirely out of rock, but they're just scratching the surface. As you can infer from those baby blue eyes, Grimm is still organic. He's just covered in rock-like structures. He didn't actually become a full-blown non-human entity. He still has 5 fingers under there, or at least 5 finger bones. The bones of his smallest 2 fingers fused together as he grew out. That's canon, by the way. All of Marvel Anatomy, which is written by Black Panther and his sister Shuri, is all approved by Marvel and is all considered canon. Let me ask you, what is it that sets Ben Grimm apart visually from all other heroes? Well, he's orange, of course, and he's big, and he's covered in these large rock-like scales, so he's pretty distinctive. He's also got the very unique face with the round lower jaw and the prominent brow ridge. And yet, from an artistic point of view, there's something very unique about the way Ben Grimm is shaped. He's round, like a teddy bear. This is not a mistake, by the way. Anybody who's watched my video, The 5 Questions of Creature Designs, knows that round shapes are construed by humans as being friendly. And Ben Grimm is good through and through. So as I start sketching out my drawing, I'll put emphasis on this. While I'm sketching, let's run through our 5 questions to get a better sense of where we're going with today's illustration. Question number 1, what is Ben Grimm's personality? We just covered this one. Ben Grimm is kind, down to earth, he's gentle, he's funny. I was going to illustrate him with like a tie and a flower or something as if he's going on a date, but soon I opted for his more clobbering side, which is tough, gritty, and totally fearless. Question number 2, what is the Thing's body type? Ben Grimm is powerful, sturdy, and as I mentioned, round. This last quality went totally overlooked in the 2015 edition of the Fantastic Four. They tried to give Ben an upgrade. They gave him an imposing frame, muscle man shoulders, an ultra Chad bruiser jawline, and it changed his personality completely. I mean, that's not really the Thing, is it? Let's talk for a moment about shape language. In video games, we're taught that silhouette is the first thing that a player sees. The character's silhouette, their shape, tell the player how they're supposed to feel about this character. Tell me, how do you feel about this silhouette? What about this one? What about this one? Which one do you want to hug the most? If you pick this one, well, that was a weird decision, as that's the Thing from the 1982 horror movie, The Thing, about a murderous, shape-shifting being from outer space. And if you've picked this one, well, surprise, that's also The Thing from the 1982 movie The Thing. Better luck next time. If you pick this one, however, congratulations. That's Ben Grimm. Ben's shape is distinctive, and it sets him apart from the world of perfectly bodied superheroes. And this is why the 2015 adaptation looks so whack. They got rid of Ben's distinctive shape, including his head shape, in favor of something lamer and more generic. Just my opinion. Of course. But I'm right. All right, I've settled on a silhouette that's both round and strong. I've shaved a section of Ben's face and trunk, I know it looks weird, and I've even gone so far as to slice his arm off so that the audience can truly understand how he's put together from the inside out. I will also illustrate an accompanying detail image of one of his stone plates to help people better understand what they're looking for. All right, great, sketch done. Now, let's ink. All right, we have a lot of rock plates to illustrate, and that's going to take a little while to get all that detail in there. So while we're doing it, let's talk about question number 3. What is the thing's color and pattern? Easy. He's orange and he's covered in roughly hexagonal plates. He also wears fantastic blue shorties, which is another thing that the 2015 movie got wrong. Question number 4. What is the thing's primary reference? Well, rocks, sort of. The material that covers him is not true rock, of course. Being biologically derived, it's far tougher and more durable, made of interlocking brick-like chunks. It is most likely formed of some organic silicate, or perhaps a fibrous protein similar to keratin, which is what a rhino's horn is made out of. Whatever they're made of, these orange tiles make up an armored shell capable of withstanding explosives and high-caliber weapons, as well as temperature extremes from -75 to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. Paradoxically, I would also contend that these are probably more flexible as well, at least on a molecular level. He's not, after all, brittle. Yes, when you hit him hard enough, he can chip, but he generally doesn't. Which means that on a molecular level, again, especially near the root of the growth of each stone, there's probably some rubbery give, which serves as a buffer between Ben's admittedly tough innards and anything that might wish to do them harm. Loosening any of the thing's stony plates requires a tremendous amount of energy, and only a blow delivered by a being with Hulk-like strength could possibly dislodge one. And while we're talking about the rocks, let's examine one close up. As you can see, as durable as they are, they do chip and abrade, especially when they rub against other tiles. When viewed closely, the plates exhibit what seem to be sedimentary layers. You remember geology class, right? Though this layered effect could simply be an artifact of their growth process. Something worth noting, there are microfractures at the base of each scale where they connect to Ben's super tough skin. This allows for some flexibility, as I mentioned. These stones are not simply pasted to his skin, they actually flex some at their base where they're connected to the skin. But what's really interesting here is how these microfractures in the stone disappear the farther up we get to the surface, resulting in complete looking tiles. Real stone doesn't do this. It doesn't heal like that. It cracks all the way through, but this stone bonds to itself as it grows out. You guys, this is real science, okay? This is real. All right, as we finish up this ink drawing, let's tackle the final question in our 5 questions. What makes the thing iconic? I would say it's his color, his rocks, his roundness, and that distinctive brow ridge with the little nose right there. He's unmistakable from any other hero. As usual, the first step in the coloring for Marvel Anatomy will be to outline the form. As I mentioned, silhouette is important, and in this case, the silhouette informs us of his surface texture with all those chunky little bumps. You can convey a lot of that information in the silhouette specifically. Then I'll use pre-existing art to grab colors and create a little starting palette. It looks like this. I basically just looked online for the best pictures of Ben Grimm that I could find and found a good color palette, found what seemed to be the right combination of colors and put them together. As I get deeper into the painting, I'll isolate sections into scales, skin, meat, and swimsuit. I'll tackle the scales first as they're the most important by far. I don't know how exactly these colors will balance with each other, but I don't need to know that straight out since this is a digital illustration and I can change the individual colors later. The yellow might be tricky. The paper quality Marvel Anatomy is meant to look yellow and old, like a drawing by Leonardo da Vinci, or the cured leather hide of a royal Wakandan dossier, for instance. Because I don't know how this yellow will look on the page, I shift it darker and more orange. Then I add dust in the cracks to add a sense of real-world touchability. This book is meant to skirt the line between comic stylization and real-world detail. Also, I need a secondary color to demarcate the outside and inside portions of the rock. From there, I add in the other colors and I just go. Ben Grimm is a beautifully realized character in the comics, but in the movies, they just don't seem to get him right. He was depicted as a Deep Space Nine Ferengi in the 1995 show, a lobster-boiled Michael Chiklis in the early aughts, and a walking pile of rocks with creepy eyes in 2015. They just keep getting him wrong.
It's clobbering time.
But there's so much to love about Ben Grimm, you have to try to get it right. And I think the new version is looking pretty good. what I've seen so far, I know there's been some controversy that he looks too computer generated, but you know what? I don't mind. It's not perfect, but it's much truer to the original vision. It's much truer to his character, to the classic style, and it's much truer to the spirit of the Thing. Ben Grimm is a fascinating character whose early life was built on his creators, Jack Kirby. For those of you who don't know Jack, Kirby was every bit as instrumental figure in the world of comics as Stan Lee. The two of them together created Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Avengers, Ant-Man, Black Panther, Iron Man, the Silver Surfer, and many more. Ben Grimm, like Jack Kirby, was a Jewish kid born in New York City. Ben grew up a poor, streetwise scrapper, always getting into fights. Ben's brother was killed in a gang fight when he was only 8, and he grew up a gang leader all his own. Things were headed in exactly the wrong direction for Ben, except for one thing. This burly young man also played football, which got him a scholarship to Empire State University, where he met another boy named Reed Richards, as well as Richards' friends, a kid named Victor Von Doom. Together, they dreamt of flying to space. Then they grew up, and they did. And the incredible, terrible, fantastic thing happened to Ben Grimm. Ben's greatness is inextricably bound with tragedy. What must it be like to live your life trapped in a suit of impenetrable stone armor? How do you face your partner, let alone look at yourself in the mirror? He and his wife, Alicia Masters, are deeply in love, and this love has kept Ben grounded and connected to humanity, but even he must have his doubts. Don't we all? And I mean, look at him. But what sets Ben apart from all others is that he doesn't let this bring him down. He has a dark past. His father was an abusive alcoholic, his brother was killed in a gang fight, and Ben even got the short end of the hero stick when every one of his teammates thrived. But Ben Grimm has never let these things define him. Let's take a moment to really think about that. How much do you really open up to others? How do you tackle self-doubt? How do you tackle loneliness? Are you ever self-conscious about the way you look or about the way you're being perceived by others? Of course you are. We all are. All the time. Mental health can be hard to sustain because life is hard. The Buddhists got it right when they said that life is suffering. And if you're Ben Grimm, you've got extra layers of suffering all around you, widening the literal and figurative distance between you and the rest of humanity. This is why Ben Grimm is a hero. And this is why we love him. And here's the thing. A picture's done. Here's the original thumbnail. Here's the inked drawing. I'm really proud of this one. It took me quite a long time. And here's the final image. Also took me a long time, but I will say this is one of the first pictures from Marvel Anatomy that I even showed to Marvel, and they were really psyched. And so as much work as this was, it was worth it. The last image of the Thing in Marvel Anatomy, which I will share with you now, depicts the step-by-step transformation of Ben Grimm into the Thing. I wanted this process to appear uncomfortable in the extreme. After all, it must have been an absolute nightmare of pain and discomfort, this drying, this thickening, this itching and this scabbing, an ever worsening skin condition that we can only dream of and moisturizer will not take care of. I hope I got that across in these images, in the same way that I hope I captured a sense of his original humanity. Marvel Anatomy has sold out twice so far, and this most recent time it was out of stock for 6 whole months worldwide. But it's back in stock now as of the time of this posting of this video, thank goodness. If you want to buy the book, you can buy it wherever books are sold. And if you want to support me and you want to support this channel and make sure that other videos like this are made, you can follow the link below and purchase directly from me at retail price an autographed copy of the book, which I will sign to you and send directly to you. So if you want a copy of this 4-pound, 230-page book, click on the link below. And if you're a fan of comics, don't forget to check out my graphic novel, Quiet Level 1. The Kickstarter for the book might be over, but it's not closed. You can sign on today via the link below. Grab your copy, get the soft cover, the hardcover, which is much cooler. You can get stickers, figurines, posters, bookmarks, on and on and on. This world is taking off. We're at level 1 now, and I want to be able to have you on the journey with me starting today. I have episodes of Marvel Anatomy on Wolverine, Spider-Man, Vision, the symbiotes, Groot, and more. So if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. If there's a hero or a topic that you want me to cover, make sure to include it in the comments down below. I will check that, I always do, and I'll try to respond. Thank you, everybody. I had a fantastic time. I hope you did too. See you soon.